everybody. Alan Weber here, not from the mayor's office, but from home, working at home, following the governor's order. We should all be doing everything we can to stay home, to bend the curve, to get the numbers down for COVID-19. I think you've all seen the numbers. They're skyrocketing here and around the country. The death rate is alarming and disturbing, and we do now know that COVID-19 spread has pretty much gone everywhere. It is the governor's order for all of us to stay home as much as possible. If you do go out, wear a face mask, use hand sanitizer, wash your hands before you go out, wash your hands when you come home. Practice that 6-foot distancing. Don't get into small spaces close to other people. Stay as far apart as possible. The weather's great, so if you can go for a walk safely wearing a safe face mask, go for a bike ride, stay separate, stay apart. We are trying to bend the curve of COVID-19. The governor has us on a shutdown reset for 2 weeks, then we'll see where we are. It's up to each of us to make things better, to change the numbers. Thanksgiving is coming up, and it's going to be a different kind of a Thanksgiving. We still can give thanks. We still need to be grateful for all the people in our lives, all the blessings of being in Santa Fe, all the wonderful things we enjoy even in COVID-19 time. But we need to celebrate Thanksgiving with COVID-safe practices. I did a little research on the web this morning. Here's some things to think about as you get ready for your own Thanksgiving. If you are going to have family and keep it safe, start by setting expectations. Let everybody know that it has to be a COVID-safe Thanksgiving with 6 feet of distance, with people wearing masks. Do it outdoors if the weather allows you, so there's less contact. If you are really going to be safe, have a virtual Thanksgiving. You can do a Zoom call or a FaceTime Thanksgiving where everybody talks to each other and you have family time, but not in the same space. An important part of Thanksgiving, of course, is giving thanks. So in your run-up, all of our run-up to Thanksgiving, sit down and jot a few notes to people you're grateful for in your life. Send them by mail or email or a phone call. But since we are going to be more apart than in the past, it's an opportunity to start or continue a tradition of giving thanks for the people in your life, in all of our lives, family, neighbors, friends, people we care about simply because they make our lives better. Drop them a note of thanks. Please make sure to keep people out of the kitchen. I know the kitchen is the place where families all gather. It's the center of our house. But to the best of your ability, it's not a place you want people congregating with food being cooked that will then be served. Some people are even having Thanksgiving family time where each family brings its own food, brings its own plates, brings its own napkins and other parts of the meal so that there is separate food for everybody. If you can do it, do it. If it's too much, just try to be safe. Keep people out of the kitchen. Don't be a super spreader. The big danger of Thanksgiving is it's such a great family time and we all love family that it turns into a spike in cases rather than a reduction in cases. And we're already seeing our numbers in Santa Fe County reach almost 200 new cases a day. We're seeing more deaths, more fatalities. It's tragic. So let's try to be thankful for each other without spreading COVID to each other. Keep distance, set expectations. And let's spend a minute as we approach Thanksgiving being grateful for all the people in our lives and for living in Santa Fe and for having a community that cares. We are so fortunate in this city to have volunteers and nonprofits and employees at our hospitals, our first responders who are willing to put their lives on the line to keep our lives safe. So a moment of gratitude as we approach Thanksgiving. We are taking another step at the city to try to keep people safe. We're going back to something we did in March and April when COVID first struck, and that is closing down the park equipment in our parks. The parks are open if you want to go out and go for a walk with fewer than 5 people, but stay off the equipment. Don't use the equipment as places you would congregate. Don't bring your kids to ride on the swings or take advantage of what is great equipment during good and safe times. These are COVID times, so please don't go climbing on the equipment. Those will be closed as of today. Got a bunch of other things I want to speak to you about. Let's see. Native food distribution today till noon at the Santa Fe Indigenous Center, 1420 Cerrillos Road. So if you qualify to pick up some food from the Native Food, the Santa Fe Indigenous Center, that's available. Tomorrow, food distribution at Santa Fe Place Mall by Food Depot from 9 to 11. We continue to say thank you to our friends at the Santa Fe Place Mall who are making their space available for food distribution. And great thanks to Sherry Hooper and the folks at the Food Depot for the great job they're doing. Please remember to be courteous, to be patient, to stay in line, to respect everybody who is asking for help. There is food for everybody who needs help. 9 to 11, Santa Fe Place Mall. Be patient, be courteous. And the free flu shot clinic for children and adults at the New Mexico Department of Public Health. So that is happening Tuesdays and Wednesdays starting next week through Wednesday, December the 30th. 4 people per car, 1 person per window, and flu shots are available. It's a good way to dampen down the impact of this flu season, and if you were also to have COVID, to reduce the impact that COVID could have at the same time as you're battling the flu. Santa Fe Recovery Center sent an email saying they are open with their full range of services, but please call first. They are not just letting people walk in. Call 505-471-4985 for help at the Recovery Center. Starting in December, the wonderful Seiler Yard Creativity Housing Project is taking applications for affordable housing for artists, performers, creative workers, craftspeople, emerging entrepreneurs. You can apply at seileryard.org/apply to add your name to the email list. The Sierra Club's online auction ends soon. RioGrandeSierraClub.org. You can bid on lunch with my friend Tim Keller. I have had lunch with Tim Keller. He is a great lunch companion. He's fun, he's smart, he's outgoing. He is a great, great leader in Albuquerque. So bid on lunch. Go have lunch with Tim Keller and tell him how much you like him. Small Business Saturday is coming up. So here's what's happening, folks, is COVID-19 is really putting the crunch on our small mom and pop shops. Small businesses are hit hard. The web is easier for so many people to shop that it makes our small businesses suffer. So let's all pitch in and help our small businesses, mom and pop shops right here in Santa Fe. Small Business Saturday is November the 28th. You can do curbside pickups, you can buy gift cards, you can reach out and support our small businesses that need your help to make it through this COVID-19 challenging time. Giving Tuesday is December the 1st. We share at that time with the nonprofits who share with our community so generously. So please think about the nonprofits in Santa Fe that you want to support on Giving Tuesday. There are so many nonprofits in our community who do so much for so many other people. We have the honor last year to have the mayor's Give Back Ball, where we recognized a large number of nonprofits. We were all ready to have it this year, and COVID-19 forced us to close it down. But those nonprofits didn't close down. They kept doing their good work across the community. So make a list of your favorite nonprofits, give a little to a lot of them, make a difference, help the nonprofits who help so many people in our community. Tree lighting is coming up. We're going to have some fun. In the middle of COVID-19, we are not a no fun zone. We are still having fun. So the day after Thanksgiving, there'll be a virtual tree lighting on the plaza. Nobody will be on the plaza on foot, but after we hit the go button for the virtual tree lighting, we're asking people to jump in a car and come down, cruise the plaza, look at the lights, wave at Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus, Ma and Pa Santa Claus. They'll be there waving back. And our friends at K Suave are going to have a cruisin' Christmas Carol concert to go along with people driving downtown to look at the lights on the plaza. So send your suggestions for songs you want to hear to K Suave. They're taking dedications. They're taking recommendations for your favorite Christmas songs from local musicians, from traditional musicians, from the Christmas Carol catalog. It's going to be fun. Starting at 5:15 the day after Thanksgiving and running till later that night, we'll have a little cruising holiday spirit in Santa Fe. There is still money available through our COVID Relief Fund CARES Act dollars. If you need help, if you are struggling to put food on the table, pay the rent, keep the kids going, keep the family going, or you're a small business, a mom and pop business, and you need a grant. It's not even a loan. It's just a cash grant of up to $15,000. The city and the county are putting money out to help people. Go to the city's website, look at the Connect Fund button, go to our economic development team, apply for a grant to help you make it through this COVID-19 season. The good news is we're already seeing vaccines apply for approval. There are 2 or 3 in the pipeline, and we just need to do what it takes to get through till the time those vaccines become available. The word is New Mexico is going to be one of the states that gets early vaccine approval usage, and so we will be early in line to get vaccines here in our community. So our challenge is to build the bridge from now till the vaccines arrive. There's hope at the end of that bridge in the form of a vaccine. But between now and then, we've got to take care of each other, stay safe, wear masks, make it through until then. If you need help to make it through, there's CARES Act money between now and the end of December. It's all got to get spent. We've got to get it out on the street. We're getting help from Somos and from Chainbreaker to get money into hands of people who were not deemed eligible by the federal government. We still hope that the Congress will act and put more money out in another CARES Act. But until then, we have nonprofits, individuals who need help. We have money to help you. In addition, the governor announced she's calling a 4 things, as I understand it. 1, to increase unemployment benefits to individuals and families of $200 to $300 per week, to provide more small business grants through the New Mexico Finance Authority, to provide rental and mortgage assistance in the neighborhood of $20 million to help people pay the rent or pay off their mortgages, and then another allocation to help food banks across the state. That'll be Tuesday. So pay attention. Reach out to your legislators. Tell them you want that special session to succeed. We need more help. The shutdown will help break the back of COVID-19, but we need to put money on the street to help individuals, families, and small businesses make it through this transition till the vaccine arrives. An important thing to be aware of is the issue that we're dealing with right now involving supermarkets and grocery stores. Part of what is going on, simply because of COVID-19, is some of our local supermarkets and grocery stores are being shut down while they go through a 14-day cleansing period. And that is putting a lot of pressure on the supermarkets and grocery stores that are staying open. We're seeing long lines, we're seeing long hours. I was on a call with a dozen or so of our supermarket general managers this morning. They and their teams are working 16 to 18 hours a day to serve you, to serve all of us, to make sure that our needs are met when it comes to food and basic essential supplies. So first, let's give a big thank you to all of our supermarkets, all of our grocery stores. The general managers are getting there at 4 a.m. The associates and employees are working long hours. They are wearing masks. Some of them are wearing gloves, using hand sanitizers, working behind plastic shields to get the food out so you can shop and meet your needs at home. So as we hit Thanksgiving, let's give some thanks to these folks. They are working extraordinarily hard under long hours, trying to be COVID safe, essential workers, doing their best to make sure that food and essential provisions are available here in Santa Fe. I was on a call, as I said, with about a dozen of them, and we came up with a preliminary list of things that we can do to help them help us get our shopping done. And I want to read it through to you. It's preliminary. You may have some good ideas as shoppers, as ways that we can help our supermarkets stay open and meet our needs. Here are 10 things to think about. 1, be patient and be polite. Everyone is in this together, including the associates and store workers who are putting in super long hours. So when you go to the store, follow the rules, wear your mask, be polite, be courteous, be kind. It will help everyone if we help each other. 2, some stores are opening early at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Do what you can as a shopper to spread the shopping hours. If everybody goes at 7 a.m. to be first in line, it doesn't shorten the line. It just means we all have a line starting very early. So try to check the hours when your store is available for you to shop at. If you are a senior or someone vulnerable, or in some cases, first responders, and there are special hours for you, check those out. Let's spread the line out during the course of the day. 3, use virtual lines. Some of our stores are using virtual lines where you can be in line without being in line using your smartphone. They'll let you know when it's your turn to shop. So if that's an option at your favorite store, please use it. It'll shorten the line and quicken the pace at which people go through the shopping experience. 4, use curbside pickup if you can. It's another way to avoid lines is to do curbside pickup. Don't go into the store. Check and see if your favorite store offers curbside pickup. Limit yourself, if possible, to one person shopping. This is idea number 5. I know in good times, in safe times, before COVID times, it's fun to bring the whole family shopping. But when there are 2 and 3 and 4 people in line, it makes shopping slower and limits the number of people who can be in the store. So please 1 shopper per family. 6, shop for a week, not for a day. There are a lot of folks who go into their supermarket or grocery store 2 or 3 times a week. That just adds to the line. So if you can plan ahead, shop for your week's worth of need, not for a day or two. It's not hoarding, it's planning. So plan ahead and shop fewer times per week. 7, shop for a neighbor. If you have a neighbor or a family member or a friend who shouldn't or can't get to the grocery store, take their list and shop for them. It'll keep them safe. It'll reduce the line. It'll be a really nice gesture. It'll help the whole community. Fewer shoppers means shorter lines. 8, avoid having your favorite store shut down. Don't bring COVID-19 into the store when you go shopping. Before you shop, wash your hands. When you go to the store, wear your mask. Keep 6 feet away from each other in the store and 6 feet away from other shoppers. And then when you go home, wash your hands again. And of course, if you don't feel well in the first place, don't go to the store. Stay home, ask for help. Item number 9, use delivery services if you can. It doesn't work for everybody, but it may be an option that you can use. If you don't need to go to the grocery store, if you can get a delivery service to bring you your groceries, again, it cuts down on the lines, it keeps you safe, it'll reduce COVID-19 spread. 10, don't make trips you don't need to make. One of our supermarket general managers said he still sees people coming to the store to bring back one item, do a return of something they decided they didn't want that they had bought on their last trip. I know there are things you'd like to return, but don't make trips you don't need to make. If it isn't essential, if you don't need to go to the grocery store, simply don't go. It's a lot simpler, easier, and safer. And also remember, go back to item number 1, thank the associates, thank the store workers, thank your fellow shoppers for making the experience as safe and as pleasant as we can under these COVID-19 safe rules. That's about it for today. It's a run-up to Thanksgiving. It's a weekend. The weather's nice. If you go out, don't go in groups, more than 5 people. Stay home. Don't make trips you don't need to make. Stay safe. We've got to bend the curve of COVID-19. We've got to have a COVID-safe Thanksgiving. We've got to do our best to stay safe and to help each other stay safe. It's the single most important thing we can do to help the economy, to help people put food on the table, have checks as we approach the holiday season, to get people back to work. Until I see you next week, I want to thank everybody for all the work that you are doing to keep Santa Fe safe. We are so fortunate, we are so blessed to live in this city, in this community, where people do take care of each other, where people do have compassion and love in their hearts for each other. This is a giving community. So as we are giving thanks, let's give thanks to each other. Let's give thanks to our city employees, the people who continue to do their jobs day in and day out to deliver the essential services we all depend upon so that the city runs and works and continues to be an exceptional place for all of us to live and raise families and have a very special way of life. I'll see you next week. Until I do, please stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourself, take care of your families. Let's take care of our community. Let's all take care of Santa Fe together. I'll see you next week. Thank you.